because people need to know who you are. And if you want something and you work hard and you just take your dedication to another level, things start happening. Hi, everybody. This is Ageless Ambitions on Lux Media Studios. I'm Christy Buss, and I just can't wait for you guys to meet a very special person in my life. I'm kind of biased, but this is Briana Boyko, and you are my niece. How
Yeah,
are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Aunt Christy?
I'm so great. So she calls me Aunt Christy. I love that because that's who I am. Anyway, listen, I had to have you on my show because you are so special to me. But again, when it comes to ageless ambitions, that's Briana Boyko to me. Okay. So I want to start first by saying, I used to live near the marina and I had a place and I got this brochure in the mail and it was to Otis College. And back in the day, Briana to me was this person that would really not be focused in school so much because she'd be drawing her own designs for what she felt like she wanted to wear. When I think it was far back as maybe you were in fourth grade or something. Was that right?
It was great because the jelly pens had just come out, and
The
that's like one of
jelly pens.
yeah,
Okay, so you were designing like clothes in your class, like when you were supposed to be doing homework.
math and science class specifically. Yes.
Okay, so there you go. So anyway, I showed you this brochure
Mhm.
and you said, "And Christy, I think I want," was it a summer class or something like that?
It was a summer program. Yeah.
Summer program. And then so because I lived here, you got to fly out and I remember dropping you off. And when I dropped you off, you had on this pearl necklace and your hair was super like blonde and you had on this white blouse and these flowered pants, I think. And I,
Oh,
I saw everybody walking in and they were like dark hair, like almost black with red lipstick. It was kind of gothic. And I'm like, Briana, okay, are you going to be able to do this? And you ended up going to school there. So you that following year you went to school at Otis College, correct?
yeah. And you had gotten the brochure whenever I was like a freshman in high school, and so I looked into that
It took you
for
those 4 years. So I
because
didn't even
yeah,
know. I didn't know it was that long ago before you even went there. So you had it
yeah,
on your mind for a while to maybe
yeah,
go to Otis.
yeah.
And I don't know if anybody knows Otis College, but I think it was a very difficult school, like for fashion. And I feel like you told me it was so hard that a lot of people didn't even finish or even get through the first year.
Yeah, freshman year it was like a foundation year, so nobody got to start their majors or do anything. You kind of just had an overall um
Right.
art school like courses, and so then sophomore year you got to pick your major, and then you could go into it, and
I
there's
mean,
a lot of
Brianna, you were doing things like making, like you would send me these things and you would show me like a thing of you doing all the muscles on a body that you
yeah,
could, that you could
I,
just draw the muscles on the body. I'm
yeah.
like, where did you learn how to do like that? I can't even draw a stick figure, like seriously. And you're in my family. How did that's not fair. So, I mean, and you were just such a great drawer. Like you could draw so many things. And so that has to do with fashion, right? To be able to draw and do things like that? I don't know,
Oh,
like
yeah, there was a especially the life drawing class, even though it didn't seem like it, but I mean, it's very important to know all about the body, just so then you know what you're designing for. Really, like I mean, very specifically, but I mean,
that's
it's you
how
have to.
intense it is when you go to school there, right?
Oh yeah,
It was
it was
very hard on you. I know
it was
that.
it was very hard.
But you finished school and I remember going to your graduation and you got to show up like it was a fashion show and then they had your designs and everything.
Yeah,
Wow, I was like so impressed with you, Brianna. And then you got a first job even in California. You got to go to I think it was Fox Racing.
yeah,
You got a job there and you were
but
so I know you're excited about that.
yeah, it was why I got offered an internship. I actually went there because at that time they um
Hiring?
weren't really offering jobs just because of just because of the industry and hiring freeze and everything. And so I ended up just going there because I had some people that went to Otis that worked there, and I just wanted some feedback on my portfolio. And when I went there, they ended up loving my portfolio and loving me, that they offered me an internship just on the spot. And so that
That's
was,
so great.
it was so exciting. And then I ended up getting offered a job while I was at my internship at Free People. And
Oh, Free
I
People is like people don't know that, but what's underneath Free People? I forget.
so
It's
People, anthropology,
anthropology.
Urban Outfitters, they're all
Urban
connected. They're all,
Outfitters. You got to offer a job there.
yeah. And I ended up turning it down just because I just felt very connected to Fox, and I felt like I wasn't done there yet.
This
And
shows how talented you are. I'm telling you. Like this is why I had to have you on my show, because people need to know who you are, and if you want something and you work hard and you just take your dedication to another level, things start happening, right? And so
yeah,
from Fox, you actually got a job back in your hometown at a
yeah.
costume company called Weissman, right? And how long did you work there?
Oh my gosh, a little over 7 years.
7 years. And within that time frame, I had my own dance studio, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting Weissman. I'm going to get the catalog, and anything that you designed was in my show. So,
Yes.
and wasn't it, weren't you on when, I think that, what was that, Dance Moms or something?
Yeah.
Dance Moms, they picked a costume that you had for Dance Moms.
They did have a couple costumes. I remember one of them specifically was a two-piece, like a silvery dark gray costume, and they wore like wolves like heads on them.
So
I
that
remember.
your costume was on Dance Moms.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you believe that? I just think that is so cool. All right. So from there, you're like, okay, I'm not moving up. Things are not happening at that place, right? I mean,
I
you were working so hard.
honestly, yeah. I mean, it was I moved up a little bit, but I think it just was kind of to the point where I felt like I was doing a lot of the same things, and I had learned so
You haven't
much.
grown. You weren't growing.
Um I mean, I at that, like, near the end, it was just kind of like I felt like I could be doing something else. Yeah, I wanted to keep pushing myself more. So I was like, I think it's time, just because
Because
I was doing
most people just tend to stay where they're staying just because it's easy and they've been there and they just
one of my
keep.
goals too was I mean, even just like getting like a front cover of their annual catalog, because like I was designing like hip hop costumes, and they, were like, oh, hip hop costumes don't get on the front cover or even back cover. And so, I ended up getting I think I helped one of the designers. I think she got a back cover for a little hip hop costume, and then before I left, I ended up getting a front cover for a hip hop costume.
There
And
you
then
go.
a couple other jazz costumes made the front cover as well for me. But yeah, so I mean, just some small goals I had there. And once I felt like I had done a lot, and met a lot of my own personal goals, that I was like, okay, there's something more that I want, and I think it's just time.
So I'm going
So
to tell you what it is. But before we get to where you're at right now, I mean, you would even take old wedding dresses from
mm,
people's moms and create like a dinner, like a, what do you call that dinner?
rehearsal dinner.
Rehearsal dinner. You would
Yeah.
make their rehearsal dinner dress out of their mom's wedding dress, or
Mm,
even their own. You would make a new wedding dress for them.
yeah. Yeah.
That was
I
probably a lot of work.
It was, and it was actually really crazy, because of all the things I don't trust myself with, like, I mean, you say like, oh, I would never want to fly a plane, or I mean, even like myself, I trip when I'm walking still. But for me to cut
Even though
part,
you've danced all your life, you
yeah,
crazy girl.
yeah. But I'm like, but then taking somebody's like heirloom wedding dress, like, and cutting it apart, it was just like I would just stare at it for so long, and then all of a sudden I would just be like, okay, like, let's go. But obviously I, would design a couple of options of the possibilities of how I could
You
bring.
probably drew them, right? Which one they
Yeah,
might like. So you drew it because you can draw.
yeah, I
I
drew them.
can't wait. Okay, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to show some of those outfits like that you recreated from a wedding dress from their mom and then their wedding dress. I want people to see that because I think it's so amazing what you do. So we're going to make sure that that happens during the show.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
lastly, I just want to say I'm so proud of you and the ambition that you've had to be where you're at today. And I know I had a little bit to do with that because when you first went to Otis, I was there for you in any way I could to make sure
Absolutely.
that you could, be in LA, not by yourself and stuff like that. And even your roommate, I think you met out of just so many crazy things because we didn't get there in time. And then this woman came and she had a daughter and it ended up being Snoopy's granddaughter, right? The guy that created Snoopy, right?
Yeah.
Who is that,
Which
Lindsay?
I didn't even know that that's who it was until like 2 months after I was living with her. I didn't get that hint. She literally, we were talking one time, and I was like, "Wait," I'm like, "How do you spell? How do you spell Charles Schultz's last name with a T or without a T?" And so basically, I
So
was like,
it was Charles Schultz's granddaughter
"Yeah,"
who
it
created Snoopy, right? So
was like,
she was at the art school too for photography, I believe.
"Yes, correct,
Yeah.
yeah."
So
But yeah,
it's
she just
small world, but it
I
only happened because
knew.
it only happened because we made mistakes and we didn't get there on time to try to look at
Yeah,
this place. And then all of a sudden, this woman with her daughter, and that's who it was. So
yeah.
that was probably a great experience. But how I want to, kind of, end this show more than anything is to say how a company who is a vitamin company, am I correct? Like a vitamin and what kind of company is it?
Supplement. I mean, a supplement,
Supplement,
supplement
supplement,
superstores.
supplement superstore, right? And it's called
Yeah,
S2, what is it?
S2 faction.
They're just a supplement company. But they had a couple t-shirts and stuff like that. But then they asked Briana to basically start a whole apparel line that you will create.
Mhm.
That's you? You
Yeah,
got to that's you. You got to do it?
yeah. I got to do it. I got to build their apparel line for them. They needed somebody that, you know, wanted to and knew how to, and fit their just their whole all their core values, just within their family. Wanted to take on this
Project.
exciting adventure basically with them.
Wow.
So
So are you wearing something that they have that you
I
did?
am. So yeah, so I made this zip hoodie. It's a unisex one, so it's like a jacket. So it's a nice hood, and then I actually this tank top too, which is super cute. And then I have this like
Oh,
bra
look at
and
that
leggings. So,
bra. Oh, look at that's so
yeah.
unique. Like, because most of them they kind of curl up here, so you know that. So you don't want that to happen. So you have
Oh yeah.
like, right, Brianna, you're so
Yeah.
innovative. Like, so I'm so proud of you. Like, they started an
Thank
apparel line
you.
that you created, and I just wanted everybody to know about it. So, um, when it comes to having this opportunity and to now look forward into your future, what do you see that you are ambitious about? What do you want to see happening in your life in the near future?
I mean, just being able to build this brand up. Obviously, we're hoping, to we just opened up like basically a mega store because we have supplement superstores like all over Missouri, and then Kansas
Is it
City area, some
so?
Illinois,
Is it
and
only like in the Midwest right now? Is that right?
yeah,
Only okay.
yeah. And so we just, I mean, obviously the hope is just to get
Expanded
to
across the United States, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And we actually just expanded the stores in general because usually they just sell like, I mean, they have like supplements in there that they sell of different brands, of different supplement brands. And then so we just expanded one store so it has like a smoothie section where, I mean, obviously like protein smoothies, and then you have your supplements, and they have like the wellness like vitamins and this whole other like section, and then they have an apparel section.
And that
And
apparel
so
section is
it's
just you just posted on your Instagram, so we might want to show that
yeah,
too because I am that just made me so proud of you, Brianna. I'm just so happy for you. I hope this expands across the United States so that us in California can get our hands on it.
I
In the
know.
meantime, you can get stuff on the website. Can you do that?
Oh
From
yeah,
anywhere? Okay, so we'll make
absolutely.
sure we put the website so that people
Okay.
that want to order anything that you designed, as well as
Yeah.
maybe some of their supplements and everything.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. Keep up the good work. The positive in you just keeps shining through. You're taking care of yourself. You are just a beautiful person, and I so appreciate you being here on Ageless Ambitions. Thank you so much, Briana.
Thanks, Aunt Christy. I love you so much.
Okay. Okay. Bye, everybody. Ageless Ambitions on Lux Media Studios.
Glutathione is a big word. It's the body's own master antioxidant. It's a scavenger for free radical, bacteria, and viruses. There are no products in the market with the ingredient Nasset. Nasset increases the production of glutathione that's in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system, elevate sense of well-being, support muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, and liver support. It helps with increased energy and blood sugar regulation. Get your bottle of GSH Plus from www.salvationnutra.com.